Hello there. In this video, I'll be illustrating what the DOM is. What is the DOM? The DOM stands for Document Object Model. It is a programming interface for HTML and XML documents. So it's used to represent the page so that the programs can change the document structure, the style, and the content. The DOM represents the document as nodes and objects. That way, the programming languages can connect to the page. The DOM is an object-oriented representation of the web page which can be modified with a scripting language like JavaScript. All HTML elements are nodes inside the DOM. When an HTML document is loaded into a web browser, it becomes a document object. The document object becomes the root node of the HTML document and also the owner of all the other nodes. Other nodes meaning like element nodes, text nodes, attribute nodes, comment nodes, and so on. The document object provides properties and methods to access all the node objects from within JavaScript. So you can use JavaScript to manipulate the DOM. The DOM is a programming API for documents. So it is based on an object structure that closely resembles the structure of the documents it models. So it resembles the structure of the documents it models. For instance, on the screen here, we've got a table inside a HTML document. So this is a HTML document with a simple styling here, and it's got a table with some data in the table. So if I run this, you see what it looks like. So this is what the table looks like. Okay, we can also represent this in a graphical way to illustrate how the DOM works. So this is a representation, a graphical representation of the DOM with an example of a table. So you can see here, that's the table body, the table row. These are the table data, and these are what's represented in each of the table data. In the DOM, documents have a logical structure which resembles a tree, or you can look at it like a forest that contains more than one tree. Each document contains 0 or 1 doc type nodes, so it's represented by one root element node. So all these are all nodes within the document structure. So you can look at the table as the root node, and the other nodes actually are owned by the table, which is the root node. So all these are all nodes, which are all representations inside the DOM. So if you open up the developer tools on any web page or website, you should see a representation of the DOM. So this is a Google homepage. So if I click on F12 to go into the developer tools, you can see the representation of the DOM here. Okay, so that's this area here. This is a representation of the DOM. So looking at the elements panel within the developer tools, you can see stuff all here looks like HTML, okay, which is the visual representation of the DOM. So the visual representation of the DOM, which looks like HTML, is actually not the same as your simple HTML. Okay, it is just a visual representation of the way the page was rendered. So this is HTML, this is not the DOM. However, this is a representation, visual representation of the DOM. So that's it for this video on the DOM. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.